Welcome everybody. Welcome to another edition of Steve's Wrestling Ramble. A different time here today. I wanted to start a little bit earlier. I wanted to get this episode done. I won't rush it too much. My co-host Mark Ramble TV will be on shortly, at least by the end of the hour. We'll be on for a little bit. Let him talk about Raw, SmackDown, as the title of this episode being the Road to Survivor Series. Even though we still do have WWE Hell in a Cell for Monday Night Raw pay-per-view exclusively, but I'm looking forward. We're already forward thinking to Survivor Series and how everything's going to be going down. Because it's about to go down there. The WWE Survivor Series with the three matches, traditional Survivor Series accepted by Raw, finally laid down by SmackDown Live management and everything, and them having three of them, other stuff. So, like I said, if you're new to watching, whether you're watching live or archive, welcome. Welcome to subscribe, share the video, like the video, all that other fun stuff, as I always say. It does help with the show. Like I said, I want to grow my community, grow my fan base. So we can have more and more people join in the chat each and every week and interact and talk WWE. I sometimes do. I usually have Palmer, who's in the chat or on the shows. Um, Mark, who's my co-host. Sometimes Team Boy TV, Big Q, and others that are friends of mine, and other YouTubers like Not As Fan of Sports Gaming Universe, Sean's View Entertainment, Sean, in the Rope Show. Those that team over there, and others that I know sometimes stop by to watch may not comment, but I thank everybody that does comment, everybody that does watch, and everything like that. So I just want to get that house cleaning out of the way. And let's welcome our guest, my guest right now, Palmer Simmons, to the show. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
I'm doing fine. Mark, like I said, is going to be on here probably around, probably in 30 minutes or so. He's
Uh,
stuck in traffic getting back from work, so you know I'm lucky where I have a job that's in the mornings, so I'm able to have my evenings. But anyways, that's where he's at. He'll be don't worry, he'll be here, Palmer. So just not right now. But before we do have him on and have you, one on one here, um, I just ask your, are there any thoughts or things that you wanted to bring up for yourself or any questions? Because I know you usually have some good questions when you're in the chat room. But if you have any good
yeah.
questions here right off the bat, um, maybe I can answer for you, and then Mark can when he comes on.
Okay, so I was watching this ECW match, and it was the Dudley Boys. I forgot, like, I know Devon and Bubba, like, they split up, and then, like, I think they reunite with each other. But anyway, I was watching this match, and then, like, suddenly, like, I think they was about to go one on one, face to face each other, but like then like the Sandman, he was there, and I think the Sandman was on Bubba Ray's side, and like they made it look like one on one. So then like Bubba Ray hit Sandman with a chair, and then like suddenly like I thought something was glitching at first, cause like then I said, "What's wrong with my TV?" But like I had to rewind it, and then like it was glitching. So then like I'm like saying, why my TV glitching? Why WWE is glitching? So then I saw it, and it says WWE is censoring chair shots now. Um, what you gotta think about that? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I didn't see that specifically, but I did see that in other pay-per-views that I had been watching on the WWE Network. Um, if only I could actually reference correctly the year in the pay-per-view, but I know what you're talking about. About it seemed like what's going on, like it kind of was weird. And then I found out about that. I guess I get it and I don't get it. Like I respect it because it is 2016, PG era, PG time. Uh, Ever since they had to, as the campaign said, get the F out. They had to turn into WWE from previously being the World Wrestling Federation. Being corporate, having shareholders to buy to and listen to, and now all the charity stuff that they're a part of and everything. stop bullying on all those stuff, which I do think actually has an adverse effect sometimes on what they do put on as a product. I mean, I don't know if you heard the story about with Stephanie McMahon talking about wanting to bring LGBT um, type of storylines and characters into
Oh,
WWE because of that, their involvement with LGBT uh, other communities out there, which is a good thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I like that, and I like that inclusiveness. I mean, everybody's life, whatever they want to live, and who they want to date and who they want to love is up to the individual. I have no right to question it, and I have no right to be upset about it. Love who you love. But as it goes into the WWE, with those factors and other factors, like you're talking about with them taking out the chair shots, just like taking out Chris Benoit matches on the WWE Network, or they used to.
yeah, I understand that. I understand that.
Right. I'm just saying all in general that um, I think it's just because of the era. I think it's just because of how it is now. How I mean, heck, for Hell in the Cell, I know me and Mark and you last week were talking about with Hell in the Cell how it's different now. It's not like it was back in the day and back in the times where where you had blood, where you had big spots and moments. I mean, the only time we had that was Shane McMahon at WrestleMania, but that was Shane McMahon and a part timer. So him being the one doing that and not actual full time superstars doing spots in situations like that during a Hell in the Cell match, and actually it's more there for its mystique and for its past than it's actually being used in the said matches of today. Like the Hell in the
Yeah,
Cell matches we're gonna have coming up, three of them. The first ever women's one. Then we have Rusev versus Roman Reigns for the WWE United States Championship, and then Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens for the WWE Universal Championship. I would be pleasantly surprised if they actually use the cell more than just simply throwing them into it a couple of times. Like that does happen, but actual big spots, somebody being busted open, something like that, I'd be pleasantly surprised if that actually happens. Or anybody, I mean, gosh forbid, anybody climbs up the cell and them having a couple of spots there on the top of the cell. Like I said back in the day. So with that, and then with chair shots, Seth Rollins, the curb stomp. Do you remember the curb stomp? That move.
yeah,
That
hmm
move got banned because of health and safety
yeah,
reasons. Whatever the WWE's motivation, like I said, I respect it. But on the other side, as a fan and as of knowing some of these pay-per-views and how, as I think like what was it? The I Quit match between The Rock and Mankind. You know how many chair shots were in that one?
yeah,
I actually want to go back and see how they edit that one. So, um, because a lot of people from my era and others from that time, obviously remember verbatim and how it was and how the match, went from start to finish. And now you go back and if it's edited out, that's where I don't like it because I don't like it kind of changing history for the younger fans, for the fans that weren't alive or don't remember the matches as they were um, of the past and how good they were because of those moments and spots and whatever that now that it's edited, that's all they know. Like they know that is for them that is the norm. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
that way I don't like it, but in the business sense, as pro wrestling entertainment sense, I respect it because in the end, that I guess is best for business. It's
Hmm.
smart business all around because they have a bigger, you have a bigger things that they have to think about than just simply for the fans because they have other talking heads in their ears.
Yeah, but at the same time, I understand why they censored it because like WWE since like 10 years ago, they've been having this like message going around, and then like they said, don't try this at home, don't try this at school or public places. So now I understand where you're coming from.
Oh, yeah, they've had that. Trust me, man. They have that. They've had that slogan back all the way when I was, or during my childhood. I think the first one I saw was when I was like 8 or 9. They had even had those back in the WWF days, back when it was Attitude Era. They still had those campaign slogans of "Don't try this at home," um, with actually much funnier, interesting um, promo videos with them than they are today. But still the same message. But then again, me and my best friend, as I've told the story before in an episode in the past, that we kind of bucked that trend. We did try it at home. We tried to be safe about it. We had it, with our sponsor, our matches, or our whatever, to be very careful about things and make sure everything's where it is, sort of thing, where you land softly and all this other stuff. So we tried to be smart about it, but then we still, had our hardcore matches and everything around the house. But yeah, we from now to then. That's why me and my best friend, who doesn't watch WWE regularly anymore. I mean, he has a family now, two daughters, other responsibilities, real responsibilities. Um, but from time to time, when we hang out and we watch current pay per view, or I show him a past pay per view on the network or something, and while we're hanging out, we kind of chuckle to each other every time we see the "Don't try this at home" slogan or promo, commercial, whatever, during it, because us two, that's what we did when we were kids. We were, I guess you can call us stupid kids back then because we did that stuff. Lucky we didn't get any serious hurts. Like I said, we tried to be smart about it, but there were times like once I tried to do off the top or off one of the sides of my couch. My couch, I think even the same couch that I'm sitting on here today, that I do my videos on, was the couch in the corner. Jumping off, I did a swanton bomb. Jeff Hardy's move, the swanton bomb. Um, and I missed the mark a little bit, and I actually lost my breath for a little bit, where I had it was kind of scary for a couple of seconds there. So we've had moments like that in matches or whatever's that we're goofing around, and sometimes it doesn't go 100% the way that you want it to go. So that's, like I said, that's why it's good they have that. But if somebody does something stupid, that's another thing. WB shouldn't
Yeah,
be
cause
liable if someone goes off rogue and wants to do something like backyard wrestling. That's their own decision and putting themselves in place.
yeah, I'm about to
Well,
start that next summer or next spring. If my friend's not busy, I'm about to start a backyard wrestling promotion.
well, there you go.
Yeah,
Hopefully, you guys. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I said, I hope you guys have fun, but also be smart about things too.
yeah.
I guess
I
that's my
mean,
own
like,
advice. I mean, I don't want to.
if we do, I'd probably ban chair shots to the head, but only do it to the back, softly.
Right? Yeah,
No.
I know. It seems like you guys know what you're going to be doing and have a plan, kind of like I said we did when we were young. We tried to.
Yeah, cause
Yeah.
I be watching YouTube videos about how to do this and how to do a suplex.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good.
Yeah,
That's
so
good. That's good. You're doing your homework. Then that's more than some would say or some would do in your position or wanting to do something like that. So that's good. I'm actually
mhm.
very glad to hear that. Any other questions or something that you might want to bring up before Mark comes on?
Yes, Goldberg came back on Raw last Monday. I mean, he looked a little more skinny than he looked, but you know, hopefully this match could be a Survivor Series. I'm not. I might not be that surprised if it does. But yeah, what your thoughts on Goldberg coming back on Monday night?
I was heading into it. I was worried and wondering how the crowd would perceive him, how WWE would actually introduce him or reintroduce him to WWE or and everything with the theme music. Will they have the sparks and the
Mhm.
sparkles and all this other stuff that was part of his WCW intro and
Wait,
everything.
hold up. I gotta go real quick.
All right, that's
Uh,
fine. That's what I was thinking of. That's what I was worried about. If all that stuff was going to be going on, and if that was going to be going on, then it could be awesome. And then what actually happened is they had him come out in WCW theme. He's walking back there, and all the NWB superstars, male, female, and then some workers and yada yada that were there, kind of doing like his regular intro was in WCW with the police officers, and now being with the superstars. They're just standing there clapping as he goes by. And Big E was funny. It was hilarious when
that's it.
went past
Yeah.
Big. So I liked it. Enjoyed the promo. Um, at first, didn't really understand what the whole "your last" thing meant, but
I mean, I think it means yeah, you're the last one I'm gonna face. That what I think he's trying to prove.
yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I just like right when he said it, I didn't. I was wondering like, what the heck is this supposed to mean? It went over my head at the moment, but no, overall it was awesome. Kind of a nostalgic moment, especially like I said with everything that was part of his intro with the WCW theme, with the Smurfs and all that other stuff, and and all the other fun things too. But so I enjoyed
But
seeing him back and looking forward to him facing Brock. I
but
really wanted.
it would have been better if like it was a surprise. Like Brock Lesnar was hitting a promo, and then
Mhm.
like all of a sudden he comes in. Like I think that would have been better. Like that would have had more ratings.
No, I agree. I mean, with anybody's return, it would be better to have a surprise. I mean, just look at how Shane McMahon's return was perceived by the fans there live. You know, and I know I even rewatched that a couple nights ago. Um, I was just rewatching it, watching some fans individually there in this crowd and how they reacted to that moment there live when Shane McMahon made a surprise return. So yeah, if it was a surprise, it probably would have got I don't know about better range, but it would have had better pop, a bigger pop even
I
that it
mean,
did when he was announced to come back.
it probably would have had more ratings than Monday Night Football. I gotta say that for a point. Like if it
Yeah.
was a surprise, it probably would have had more ratings than Monday Night Football.
Well, that's why I kind of hope Kurt Angle's return would be a surprise rather
Yeah.
than uh, announced. I mean, either way, I want him back. But if I had to have a choice, I'd rather be at a surprise in the Royal Rumble this coming year or next year, early next year, 2017 Royal Rumble in
Mhm.
January, late January. Kurt Angle coming back and being part of WrestleMania. I mean, we're working with some American Alpha with the new
Mhm.
Team Angle thing, 2017 edition, and then maybe after he's done doing stuff in the ring or whatever he's going to be doing, whatever, and matches, then it'd actually be kind of cool to see him working in NXT as a coach, coaching the superstars of the future
Yeah.
and everything. I
And
think that would be a good spot for him.
and the only thing I like dislike when someone returns, like there be a bunch of rumors like spoiling it. Like I hope when Kurt Angle's come back, I hope there it's not that rumors anymore because like it's spoiling it for everybody. And like back in the day, like when Chris Jericho debuted, there wasn't like nobody wasn't using the computers that much. But yeah, what are your thoughts on like these websites like spoiling because they did the same thing with AJ Styles.
Yeah, they did the same thing with everybody. I mean, I think the day and the age that we live in now with technologies, Twitter, Facebook, everything, as you said, social media, and the websites individually, it's harder to for WWE to keep a surprise. Like they really would take a lot of true effort. I mean, they are WWE. I'm sure they would be able to do so, but if somebody's leaking it out, whether it's even one of the insiders like Dave Meltzer leaking out information that shouldn't be leaked out and spoiling surprises, fan pages, on Facebook and otherwise that are spoiling things, and that's why I
Mm-hmm.
try to keep away from that as much as I can. I mean, I have to be a journalist and do my job, but in that way for the show, but I don't like it. But it is what it is. It is part of today, on Twitter, just like TV shows. Depending on the different time zone you live in, TV shows can be ruined and spoiled for people if they're on social media. Anything really can be spoiled before it happens. I would wish that they went to it. I wish it was like back in the day, back when I was a kid, back when we didn't have internet, back when you know things all happened with or with letters and mailing and all this other stuff, and back when things were surprise, things um, were felt genuine, or at least to me, because I was a kid and believed it was, at least at the time, believed it was real or everything. Like that's why to me, my favorite debuts in WWE were Kane and Jericho, um, the two best
Huh.
of debuts in
Oh,
WWE.
that's my
But like I said, it is what it is. You just trying to, Robin, trying to hope that you're yourself. Either stay away from that stuff or just try not to be spoiled. And if you are, then I guess it is what it is. I mean, even with getting spoiled with the AJ Styles thing, it still was pretty cool to see him and see the moment actually happen, as well. So there's that too. As much as you're gonna get spoiled, at least you know that okay, if this is gonna be true, then that's pretty awesome that he's coming to WWE. So there's both sides to that as well. But gonna check. Hmm.
Yeah, I'm back at it again. Uh,
Mhm.
my favorite WWE debut is like Chris Jericho or dang, who maybe Kane. I mean, I gotta agree with you know.
Yeah, those two, especially with the situations of Jericho and his counting down, Kane getting involved in the Undertaker Mankind match. Just the way that they both were introduced and both were debuting in WWE made to me being the two best debuts in WWE history.
Yeah, because at the time, I think Chris Jericho contract was over with WCW, I
Hmm.
believe. Yeah, and Kane contract was over with WCW, I believe as well. I believe because Kane used to wrestle at WCW.
Yeah, but Kane was in WWE before he was actually the character Kane. Glenn Jacobs, he was in WWE before the Kane character debuted. He was like a dentist character over in WWE.
Yeah,
He was fake Diesel in WWE when Kevin Nash and Scott Hall went to WCW. They had two people pretend to be them and everything in WWE, the fake Razor, fake Diesel, and Glenn Jacobs was the fake Diesel. So so the man was there, not the character obviously Kane, but when Glenn Jacobs as Kane as that character of Kane debuting, I think that was pretty awesome, and obviously that helped for his career. And now he's actually instead of being a WWE superstar that's trying to transition to Hollywood and movies, he's a WWE superstar transitioning over to politics. He's been really big into that, kind of
well,
like
he's.
JBL. JBL is in his way.
But I heard Rondo was running for governor or governor of Michigan, I believe.
Yeah, Michigan, something in Michigan. I don't know if it's governor, but I know it's something like that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know he's doing his political stuff too. And I know Kane, Glenn Jacobs, was thinking about doing that in Tennessee, where he lives.
yeah.
So that'd be
Ooh.
nice. Hmm.
So, do you think the Thugonomics will be back, like John Cena, Word Life? You think he's gonna return?
No, I don't see Thugonomics returning. I don't see him ever going heel. I know, people always say, and I know even myself have said there's been moments where he should, or this would be the best
Yeah,
performance, or whatever, but I don't see it ever happening.
yeah. I'm sorry for interrupt you, but if John Cena go heel, then he have to be in the edge of his uh wrestling time, cause he gotta be like probably like Hulk Hogan age when he became heel. Like when I mean his one of his moments becoming heel was like I think he should have joined the Nexus. He was part of them, but he
Yeah,
should have
technically.
joined.
Yeah, it would be a kind of a circle of life thing, or circle of his career thing if he goes back to Thugonomics the way that it started with him being a heel and all that other stuff. That you're going full circle and being that word life Thugonomics character.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't mind it. I enjoyed it at that time. I mean, back then, back in the day, especially when John Cena when he debuted, going showing some cojones going up against Kurt Angle in a challenge on SmackDown. Um, he was actually a fan favorite. He was, cheered a lot more than he is now. I mean, I think now it's just because he is the status quo. He's the number one WWE. He's the man. It's different,
Mm-hmm.
but people have to remember that back in the day, back when he started, that all the haters now John Cena actually maybe not have loved him, but did like him when he was starting out with Thugonomics and heel and everything and all that rapping.
I mean, John Cena, he's can be corny at sometimes, but you know, the dude, he do some good stuff. off of wrestling. Like, I think he made 1,000 Make-A-Wishes, and he do some pretty cool things off camera.
Yeah, and well, actually, he's going to be away again because he's going to be taping his second season of his reality show or just show for American Grit, I think it's called, on Fox. They had their season one, now season two is going to be coming up. So he's taping those episodes and will be away for a couple of months.
That's why he wasn't on SmackDown.
Yeah, because I don't think he's going to be on there for either for a month or two. I think I don't know. I don't remember how long specifically, but I know he's to be out for a bit because of that. At least from what I was reading.
All right. And another question: Do
Mm-hmm.
you this whole James Ellsworth thing? James Ellsworth, I support the dude. You know, really like him. He can be funny, but do you think he can win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship?
No,
Ah, dang.
no, I don't see him winning the title. I mean, I was all more for a goof, and to be more honest, I think it was just for the advance the storyline between Styles and Dean Ambrose. They're gonna have a match at Survivor Series and everything. Ellsworth might be involved. He might even be given to be the special guest referee at the pay per view for that match. I wouldn't hate that. I mean, that'd be fine. You're still using Ellsworth as long as you can, and good for Ellsworth because he's still in WWE for a time,
Mm-hmm.
milking his moment from when, like I said, this all started when he was the very first enhancement talent, the very first enhancement talent that Braun Strowman fought when he after the draft making his debut on Raw with his new gimmick and new theme music because he was part of the Wyatt family previously. So James Ellsworth was the first one, and he talked about having Two-Face having a fighting chance when he was interviewed by Saxton that night, and now the rest is history. So I don't mind it. Good for him. But no, I don't see him as WWE World Champion. But I do have enjoyed seeing him on WWE television.
Yeah, I mean, if he would have won the championship last Tuesday, I hope he would have had it for a week.
Yeah, it could have
Cause
been like
I think,
a Vince McMahon moment when he beat Triple H for the title.
yeah, cause AJ Styles, like, he was giving an interview on SmackDown, and like, he said this could be like, I forgot the name, but he said this could be a moment when like that one dude won the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. And like, he kind of made a point right there.
Oh yeah, yeah. David Arquette when David Arquette won the WCW title.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that name because
Mm-hmm.
he was married to Courtney Cox, the actress from the TV show Friends. So yeah, that would be kind of like that, only a little more strange in a way to me.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, it would have been interesting. It would have been a kind of a swerve, and you're wondering, okay, where's this storyline going? How's he going to drop it right away, or is there gonna be a triple threat? And AJ just wins the title back at Survivor Series? Like, how are they gonna? I don't want them to see. The problem is to me with having James Ellsworth part of this storyline, the number one storyline on SmackDown Live, of course, involving the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, is that they might be try to get a little too cute and messing up what's supposed to be specifically, AJ and Dean. If you're making it too much about Ellsworth and you're getting too cute, you have moments and you actually have Ellsworth booked to win the title this past Tuesday, then okay, I guess if it's going to get a quick resolution, but if not, then really why did you do it? So that's why I was kind of glad that it didn't happen. But the way that the outcome went and everything, with Dean being hilarious and awesome for himself, it really was entertaining and interesting to me. But hopefully Survivor Series is the last time we see Ellsworth.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to see James Ellsworth leave because right now at a list of top 10 wrestlers of this year, I got him number 6. Yep, he's on my
Really?
list.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's
Mm-hmm.
who's at the top of your list?
Number 1,
Yep.
uh, It was going to be Shelton Benjamin, but say um say what's his name? I'm trying to think of the name right now.
Okay.
Oh, Finn Balor. Finn Balor.
Okay.
Yeah, he had a good year. No, because if Shelton Benjamin would have came back, I would have been so hyped. Because he one of my favorite wrestlers. I like his moves. But at the end of Christmas, New Year's, I would be like doing a video of top 5 matches of the WWE. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking about doing.
Palmer, I got a question for you, and I'll probably ask Mark this too when he comes on. For each year, for my show here, for my channel, obviously in the past it was a one-man band, just me, but um, I do a Royal Rumble pool for the Royal Rumble annually, and since WWE wants to start promoting the Royal Rumble on TV, then why can't YouTubers start promoting their stuff here on YouTube? So I'm being one of the first ones to promote it here. To everybody listening live and archived, let me know as well. Follow me at WB_podcast and let me know if you're interested as well. But I want to ask you, Palmer, if you would be, here live on air, if you'd be interested in being part of my Royal Rumble pool. Though the way it goes is obviously a minimum of 30 people, of course, to make at least one sheet for the Royal Rumble. It can be a maximum. There is no maximum. If 200 people want to join in, they join in, and we have 20, 30 different sheets of whatever's, and then we'll go from there. But a minimum of 30 people, and then because I pick them randomly, and then you get whatever number. I send the tweet out 2 hours to an hour before the show starts that evening. The winner, um, whether there's one sheet or 10 sheets or whatever, we have one winner. That one winner gets to be a guest on my show at any point that they want to be during the next calendar year, from the end of that Royal Rumble pay-per-view to the start of the 2018 or the next year's Royal Rumble pay-per-view. So even up to the 2018 Royal Rumble pay-per-view prediction episode, they can be a guest on any episode from that one to obviously the first one after the previous Royal Rumble review show. Obviously, you know what I mean. So that's for the winner. Also, if I grow, if I have more subscribers, if I more views and all this other stuff, and actually have some moolah, I'll actually have some tangible and actual prizes, like maybe a DVD, WWE Network gift card, something like that. So that's definitely something for those that are subscribers that might want to help me out and let the word of mouth to others to give my channel a chance. Because if that is, then I'll give a bigger and better incentive to join my Royal Rumble pool. But with not having that, I have to do with what I can do with having a free gift or free thing for winning, and that's, like I said, the winner for a full year from the previous year's end of that pay-per-view to the next year's start of that pay-per-view. They get to be a guest on any episode that they wish, and they also, if they the other prize is that they can send me a DM, and they can give me a topic for a video or a topic for or a segment for this podcast um,
Yeah.
that they want me to bring to us expound upon and talk about. I know I did that last year with last year's winner, who still technically can send me DMs about specific videos. I did a couple of them that she sent out to me to do that. Um, so Palmer and others are welcome. And like I said, 2 hours or an hour before the show starts, I will send out all the tweets to the people that are on Twitter, of course. If you're not on Twitter, I will send it then through a Facebook message. Yeah, very welcome to like the fan page on Facebook, Steve's Wrestling Ramble, because I'll also be promoting it there a little bit closer to pay-per-view time. But I just wanted to bring it up now with Palmer here, and Mark will be here shortly to let them know they can be part of it as well.
Sound very interesting.
Yeah, it's certainly interesting last year with how I did that, how we had it randomized, and the winner, which was last year's winner, was a YouTuber, good mic work here on YouTube, and everybody can check him out at Good Mic Work here on YouTube. Just search in the YouTube box, Good Mic Work, M-I-C Work. But so he's so he had to join an episode because he is busy himself. He's actually a pretty big YouTuber. That's why I was surprised, and pleasantly surprised he won. Hopefully, have him on the show between maybe have him at the very least. Like I said, Royal Rumble prediction episode is the last time he would be able to do that, at least part of the show. So I like to have at least some simple incentives for people for that.
I mean, I don't have the WWE network, but I'm still able to watch like live pay-per-views. Like I won't give out the channel name, but I watch it on YouTube. So yeah, I watch it on here.
Oh, through somebody's live reactions.
Not like it's someone like have a camera showing the pay-per-view, but I won't give out their name because
Oh, I know, I know, I know, I know. It's okay. No, I'm not. Don't worry. I'm not gonna ask for the name. I was just wondering if that was the way because I know some of my
yeah,
friends, and I actually will shout them out because they're awesome people. House of Reactions, here on YouTube, they do live reactions of the pay-per-view. They just have the sound on, but they do have their live reactions. Luigi PS3, a friend of mine and part of the gaming community, does her live reactions here on YouTube. So I just want to give those. Oh,
yeah,
and Frap Reactions at Frap Reactions, they also on YouTube do live reactions, but they do it different where they tape everything, then they cut it up with the best parts, and then they do that. So they do it live, then they cut it up, and then have a separate video for those that weren't able to watch live with them because they were watching themselves. So that was pretty cool. So those three YouTubers I did want to specifically shout out because they're friends of the show, friends of me specifically, obviously, and definitely I do enjoy their channel, enjoy their stuff as well. So hey, however you're able to watch it, that's good. I mean,
GPS,
as long as you're not
GPS,
Luigi.
yeah, she friends with you.
Yeah, she's friends with me here in the YouTube community. I mean, not like
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, she's
wow.
pretty cool. I mean, I'm not saying like we talk all the time. I mean, we talk for a short time, maybe it's about a year, but we do, yeah, we do communicate, and hopefully able to actually have her on the show. She's been obviously very busy with everything with W2K and the video game and
Yeah.
being called out and doing that stuff. So she is, like I said, part of the gaming community and highly popular as she deserves to be. She works hard, just like Chris Danker, Sion Pulse, Tubby Emu, those guys, um, as
Hmm.
well. So.
Yeah, I did a live reaction Monday and Tuesday, and
Hmm.
that had a lot of views. I'm telling you, like, thank you to the people who liked it and watched it. Like, I believe it has 700 views right now, and like that was one of my first live reactions. So that's crazy.
I don't know. Hey, with the success of that, you should keep that going.
Yeah.
Do it every week at least, or at least once a week, or whatever different segments. Because it seems
Mhm.
like it's gonna get pretty good. Kind of like me here on my channel, I'm kind of getting a little a bump in the thing for my Steve's Take segments or Steve's Take things that I'm doing now for my channel with talking NFL or sports topics. I do it under a minute in a video, non-live, regular way, upload it, and then that's kind of my Steve's Take series that I do every day. From officially, like I said, it's part of the ESPN First Take contest. Hoping to win and do that, but beyond that, I'm gonna actually keep doing it afterwards. Going going from there.
Mhm.
Sorry about that. I was just checking, seeing if hearing from Mark. So, which week do you, or well, not which week, which show do you think did better this week, Raw or SmackDown Live?
Oh, whew. Monday Night Raw,
Okay,
cause Goldberg came back.
well, that did help.
Mhm. Yeah. Think they did better than SmackDown. Cause last week Raw was so boring. Like to me it was. Like
Okay.
the only part I liked was the uh the mixed tag team match. Like I went to sleep on Smack on Raw. So yeah, I'm glad they did better this week. And SmackDown, you know, they could do much better next week. But Raw, I give it this week. I give it a 8 out of 10, and SmackDown, I give it a 7 out of 10.
Okay. For me, I
Cause
probably would SmackDown Live did better. I would probably give SmackDown Live a 7 out of 10. Monday Night Raw 6 out of 10. I mean, yes, got Goldberg coming back and nostalgic feelings for me and everything, and I enjoyed it for what it was, setting up a match with Lesnar. Goldberg setting up for Lesnar, whether it's Survivor Series or otherwise. That was pretty awesome. But the rest of the show was kind of snooze for me. Even the segment wasn't as great as I thought it would be or could be. Just SmackDown Live from top to bottom of the show, and to even if we want to put it part of it being Talking Smack, being that third hour for SmackDown Live is their show that is on the WWE Network, just adds more credibility to me and actually makes it better. And for this week alone, we could probably go with SmackDown Live. Really better than Raw, at least in my end of things, because um, the Ellsworth situation, Naomi, uh, Nikki Bella, Carmella promo, and everything. The segment, I think, SmackDown Live doing it better this week. We'll see how things go next next week, because next week will be the go home show for WWE Hell in a Cell for Monday Night Raw. So that should help them out. They might beat SmackDown Live because SmackDown Live is just another episode on the long road to Survivor Series, or seems like a long road. So Raw they definitely should have all guns blazing, all get everything there, and I think they should do pretty well. Like I said, go home show. You have Barack Lesnar going to be on the show and everything, so I think you can actually do pretty well setting up for their pay per view still to come here in October on October 30th, and then they have the Raw after on Halloween night.
hmm
Um, so that's gonna be pretty good episodes in a row because then on the next week, there on the 31st, you're gonna have Brock and Bill in this, in the same arena. So that'll be a cool moment.
yeah. And
But
do you watch Ring of Honor?
not as much as I should. Sometimes I do. I
Uh,
mean, I watch it from time to time. I think we lost. Wonder about anybody there with Palmer J. Simmons. We'll see if Mark's able to join. Like I said, my night Raw was okay. Enjoyed the Goldberg one with Goldberg one
mhm,
really being most of Raw or being Monday Night Raw for me, um, and seeing how that went. And I think Palmer's back here, but um,
yeah.
SmackDown Live, I think the Carmella Nikki Bella segment stole the whole show, even overshadowing that was where the title match and everything. Because that was more just a gimmick of just give it a chance and extending the storyline between AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose. So I would probably go with that Nikki Bella coming out being the segment of the week for WWE, and then you also have the Bill Goldberg return as well.
Mark Rambo was here, I believe.
Yes, Marky Mark is here, even though I don't see him. I see a wall, but anyways, I see that he is here. When he gets on camera, we can get his thoughts and takes on everything we were talking about. Um, But like I said, wrapping up Kamala Nikki Bella best segment of the week. Then it would be Goldberg's return, his promo, be number two. Because I just really enjoyed it. I really am enjoying Carmella, especially now her being heel and Nikki Bella and
hmm
really being back here, going over the young talent. Certainly um, looking forward to their match and definitely enjoying their feud here moving forward.
Yeah, and Carmella going Hill. Do you think Enzo and Cass will go here? Hill.
No.
Uh,
I mean, I'm sure they will at some point, but not anytime soon. I've seen them
mhm.
staying for a while because I don't think they're not as hand in hand as they were because they're separated. First, they're separated by brand, SmackDown Live and Raw. Second, Carmella being on her own due to things as well. That thing being different, I would say that would be yeah. I don't see that happening at least anytime soon. I mean, obviously it'll happen at some point. So at some point, you'll be right, but I don't see them going heel now just because Carmella's heel. Um, because I think the only reason they would do something like that is if they're gonna have a match together at a Survivor Series or Royal Rumble or WrestleMania. When the brands are together at that point, because that'd be the only time they would be able to work together as a team. So I I would say not.
Okay. Uh, Future Hills. Who do you see the New Day breaking up soon?
Yes, and I actually see the New Day breaking up and Big E going over to SmackDown Live. That's
Mm.
actually what my prediction or thoughts would be about that. I mean, as hearing the rumors about what the stipulations for the Survivor Series stuff, and I think we even brushed about it this last week in the episode here on Steve's Wrestling Ramble that um whether it actually is true or not that the winners will be picking people from another brand to bring to their brand. I have a feeling that maybe the New Day will break up at that time. Like I don't see it happening where they break up and then get to that moment. I see them actually maybe even breaking up at Survivor Series, costing maybe the Raw brand to win or something. Accidentally, I would actually say, not intentionally. I would say accidentally costing them, and then break it up. Then SmackDown Live winning overall, and then SmackDown Live picking from the New Day. Just like in the draft, technically, in the draft, how those rules were. If a authority figure wanted to pick one member of a tag team, they can. They didn't have to pick him as a tag team or something like that. Like it's either way. So I would say that probably might be the way they split it. And then Big E would go to SmackDown Live. Kofi and Xavier Woods would stay on Raw. Maybe he's trying to stay a tag team for a little bit. And then they would split up and have a feud with each other. So that's kind of how I see the breakup of the New Day slowly but surely materializing in that way, in that succession, really, starting at the Survivor Series. But we'll see how it goes. And whether they do or not, because it's also wondering if they're going to be breaking Demolition's record. If that's the case, their title reign is going to go past Survivor Series, and this all will be mute, and and then they break up later down the line. But if we believe what we can believe or will believe or whatever from the websites, that with how the Survivor Series will be broken down and how the winners would win what they would be rewarded with. I probably would see Big E going to SmackDown Live, and I think that'd be best for Big E to get a chance there on SmackDown Live, even more than getting a chance on Monday Night Raw. And I think again we lost Palmer. He might have had to go for a show or not. I don't know. This is kind of weird. Mark and Palmer both have been in and out as they joined the show.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Alright.
Hey, Mark, are you there?
Yeah, man. How you doing, man?
Good. How are you doing?
Struggling.
Oh, damn.
Oh. Um,
It's been so difficult trying to get on this thing.
I know for something that should be simple, sometimes they make it harder.
It was
Yeah,
difficult for me.
yeah. I was going through hell and back trying to get on this podcast.
Well, Mark, glad you can make it. And I brought up what I was, or I'm gonna bring up with you that I was bringing up with Palmer earlier about my Royal Rumble pool, and be part of all of that funness. My last year winner was good Mike Work. I don't know if you heard of him on YouTube. Um, and looking forward to it. 2017. A minimum of 30 people. randomly selected, and if your number wins, you get to be on the show and in any episode that you wish. If the winner comes from this team, part of our team here, obviously you're part of the show all the time, anyways. That person winning is actually getting to host the show in an episode that you pick out, whether a year in advance or just weeks in advance. So it
Okay.
could be a prediction episode or a pay-per-view review show or just a general weekly episode of the show. So that's for part of this team. But if you're outside of that, then like I said, you get to be part of any show that you wish to be part of. You get to send information and suggestions for segments of this episode of the show, or just if you want me to expound upon something myself and you just want to hear my take on it, I'll
Mhm.
do a video on my channel about that topic. Like I know 2 years ago when I had my first time I doing this, with this being the prize for the winner. Um, the winner was a female, and she did send me some topics that are their early parts of my YouTube career, or starting to do videos. One of them about being Dean Ambrose and who do I think he should have feuded with, and heading into a Fastlane pay per view that year, um, and stuff like that. She brought up some great topics. She never was able to join the show, um, but she did send me DMs and of video topics to expound upon. But since WWE wants to promote Royal Rumble so early, I guess so can I. So I wanted to let the masses know. And as I told Palmer, Mark, that if obviously if I grow, if we grow and the show grows in popularity and everything, I might actually be able to have better and more tangible things to win, whether it's a WWE Network gift
Mhm.
card or a DVD or other knickknacks from WWE Shop or a WWE Shop gift card. Actually have tangible prizes that I know are more popular or better for most people to be part of um, podcasts Royal Rumble pools. But for me,
Mhm.
I have to do what I have to do now. But like I said, if able to grow, able to have sauerkraut, money, and I think it would be kind of cool to do that and have a bigger prize. I might actually combine things and have it where the winner not only gets to be part of the show, but gets, like I said, a tangible gift of their choice and stuff like that. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Mark, what show do you think did better this week, SmackDown Live or Raw?
Hmm, Probably SmackDown.
Mm.
Any main reason for that?
Um, I think SmackDown's a little bit more interesting in my opinion.
Okay, yeah, I agree. Like I said, I think the segment of the week was Carmella and Nikki Bella.
Yeah, definitely.
Hmm. What were your thoughts? I know you had a reaction video to it, but still, your thoughts on Goldberg's return on Raw?
Well, they brought a lot of hype to the match. Um, I was expecting a lot more. To me personally, when he said that the kids needed a superhero, I was kind of like, oh man, not. This is kind of like the good guy, bad guy type of Goldberg. I
Hmm.
feel like overall the thing was good, but it could have been better. His turn could have been a lot
Hmm.
Yeah,
I guess since
like
we.
like told Steve, it probably would have been better if it was a surprise. Like Brock Lesnar was hitting a promo, and then Goldberg just come out of nowhere.
Mark's still there?
Wait, I think
I don't know. lost Mark again. Either way, I mean, hey, we already talked about Raw, SmackDown. We pretty much talked everything for this week. I just wanted to at least try to get Mark's views on things in the week of wrestling before I left tonight. Before I left the episode, like I said, I wanted to start early because I wanted the NFL game, the Packer game. As you can see, what I have behind me for those obviously watching live or archived, this is a Packer towel I have from Super Bowl 45, 2010. Um, but yeah, like I said, we pretty much dive into everything from the shows, or at least that I want to talk about from the shows. But I at least want to get my co-host, um, my main co-host Mark Ramble on the show and to hear his thoughts. Um, but I do apologize for the glitches and everything. I mean, sometimes it is the Google Hangout, sometimes the individual. Either way, things happen. Um, I don't know if Mark is still here or not, but
I'm still here. I'm still here. It was just you guys couldn't hear me. The thing was going on with my mic.
oh, okay. No, yeah, I was just gonna say if there's any things that you wanted to bring up from Raw or SmackDown, because me and Palmer were talking about it before you arrived.
Well, to be honest with you, I thought the AJ Styles versus James Ellsworth match was a little interesting. I thought it was a lot better than I expected. I thought
Yeah.
AJ Styles was going to eventually just like kill him, and the way he did, but it had its moment where could they really pull a type of moment like Santino Marella when he pulled him out of the crowd? They didn't really pull James Ellsworth out of the crowd, but it was that same type of feeling. Like you wouldn't expect this guy to win a title. Obviously, everybody knew that AJ Styles was going to win, but I feel like it was pretty entertaining. I really enjoyed watching it. The kick that James Ellsworth gave AJ Styles, I thought he was going to win the belt. I thought it was pretty funny. And when AJ Styles counted out of the pin, I just thought the match was really really fun to watch. It wasn't anything serious in that matter, but it was entertaining more so.
Yeah. James Ellsworth, he's my boy. Like, yeah, I hope like he would have won the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, but you know, uh, he should have had it for a week. If he would have won it, he should have had it for a week.
Yeah, I could see that. Like, and
Yeah.
probably into another SmackDown or something,
Mhm.
and then lose it. Yeah.
But like, if he would have like held it for a month, I probably would have been like happy for him. But at the same time, I probably would have been annoying.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah.
I think the only way to make that work and to have that actually happen, have that swerve, I was talking to Palmer earlier saying it kind of would be WWE getting a little bit too cute with having this James Ellsworth, in WWE and having him, if he did
Yeah.
winning the title. And I think the only way that you do that is you simply take it right off him the next week. And having AJ Styles win the title back. Dean Ambrose trying to help Ellsworth and it not working out. AJ Styles takes out Ambrose and Ellsworth and pins Ellsworth to get the title back. So, kind of a spot like that, and I think that would be the best way to do it. But I kind of like the fact that they didn't even want to go down that road. You said, AJ Styles win, but in the way that it was done with Dean Ambrose, being his comical self. And then this way, I actually enjoyed it. Not overly comical or trying to be too funny, um, but still entertaining to me. And the way of having it saying of AJ Styles being the loser because technically he was. Um, Disqualification, winner being Ellsworth and everything. So I certainly enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to seeing how things go moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Mark, anything else you wanted to bring up having to do with these shows before we go?
Um. Whoa. Well, it's not necessarily a show, but it's a lot of rumor and backstage
Okay.
stuff.
Mhm.
Uh, Not saying that this is true. Like I say, I watch a lot of YouTube, read a lot of stuff. Shawn Michaels may be coming back to go against AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble.
Oh wow.
What do you guys? What is your take on that, guys?
Well, you know, I
If
thought A-
possible, how do you think of it?
I thought Shawn Michaels was completely retired, but you know, that would be a cool match right there.
From what I was reading, it seems like WWE really wants to happen, trying to contact Sean and get him interested and see if they can work something out and all this other stuff. But no, knowing Sean very limited that I know him obviously as a fan of WWE, not knowing him personally, it would just seem like he's man of his word when he said he's not going to wrestle anymore after retired and everything that he would not do it. I think it would take a lot from his buddy Paul Levesque, to get back to come back to WWE for one match for a match. I mean, he could come back in other ways, but I don't know if they actually have him back in a match. I'd like to. We'll see. But to be honest, I don't think it's going to happen. Not saying I wouldn't want it to happen, but I'd say it's not going to happen. I know even AJ Styles keeping the fire burning of the rumors, tweeting that picture uh, or whatever that a fan made or something on Twitter, showing that and making it even more than it could be. But I don't know. I don't see it happening. But you never know. I mean, we have Mickey James going to be facing Oksana at the NXT special in Toronto. Coming up for the NXT Women's Championship, for probably one match thing. You never know with Shawn Michaels, but if I had to predict, if I had to put my foot down on something, I would probably say that it would lean more toward it not happening. But obviously, we'll see. And just with any particular grain of salt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish that it did happen because I feel like it would bring the attention back to the Royal Rumble compared to last year, where it was extremely disappointing because Daniel Bryan. Well, I don't know if it was last year or the year before,
It was
where Danny.
2014.
It was what?
It was in 2014 when Batista won, or
I'm
13.
talking. Oh, so was it 15 last year when Roman Reigns won? I couldn't remember.
Uh, at that time, I wasn't watching too much of WWE and with
Okay,
Roman Reigns.
I think
Yeah.
it was Roman Reigns when he won it, and it was disappointing. Everybody hated the Royal Rumble. As a matter of fact, they wanted to cancel the WWE Network. It was hashtagging on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they need something to bring the Royal Rumble back compared to last year, because last year was a disaster. And maybe if Shawn Michaels does come back, they'll have that same energy that they needed and that they lost from last year. So that's why I was so interested in that.
Mm-hmm.
Any other news items or topics you wanted to bring up, Mark?
Uh,
Uh,
no, not right now. I mean, I know a couple of stuff, but I don't think that would be anything serious.
yeah.
No, okay.
So
I got.
Yes, Palmer?
Yeah, I got. All right. So there's this conspiracy going around, and it's about WWE and WCW. But there was a conspiracy, and it might not be true, but like the conspiracy goes that Vince McMahon sent Diesel, uh, Hulk Hogan, uh, forgot the other dude name, that was part NWO.
Scott Hall?
Scott Hall.
Yeah, Scott Hall, the ruined WCW. And Ric Flair? Do you think that's true?
No.
Um,
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think it's true either. I feel like there was some stuff going on, and from there, the whole Monday Night Wars happened. I don't think it was set up. I don't think Vince could have done that. I think it happened by itself.
No, it was supposed to be,
yeah,
the way that it worked out and the way that they debuted in WCW, especially with the outsiders, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash debuting, that's what it was supposed to look like. Make hay for the
Yeah,
sense that it was Vince McMahon and his guys coming to WCW, crush them from the inside, kind of a storyline. But in real actuality, their contract came up in WWE. They got more money to go to WCW. Vince didn't want to lose them, but he knows his business, and then they left, and he kind of had sore feelings because he didn't want them to go. That's why the whole fake Diesel, fake Razor happened, and
Mhm.
all that other stuff. And then how great they're treated now that they're back in the company. Yeah, something to watch the Kevin Nash and Scott Hall on the interview with JBL, that series on the WWE Network, was kind of telling. They talk about it among other things. They talk about like the curtain call and stuff, um, but specifically with the WCW and WWE. But I could understand the conspiracy theory because, like I said, in the storyline and in how everything unfolded at that time, that's what it was supposed to make it look like it happening.
Yeah. One more thing. I told Mark Ramble about this in his WWE 2K17 stream,
Okay.
but like there's a rumor going around that like ECW was like the classic ECW was WWE uh, del- developmental stage like NXT is now because like there was ECW wrestlers in the 1996 that was appearing on Monday Night Raw. Do you think that's
I think
true?
that
Mick Foley won the WWF One Chapter. Do you think that's true?
I think for anything for ECW superstars being on WWE television, I think that's just a working relationship between Paul Heyman and Vince
Yeah,
McMahon. I don't
cause
think it's anything developmental. Because I know Vince McMahon at one point was even paying some bills for the ECW and helping them stay afloat forever as long as they actually did themselves.
yeah, because they was doing the same thing with uh ZZW or Ring of Honor.
Hmm.
Like Ring of Honor was helping ZZW. Like they was helping them be on the top basically. So you know they did the same thing.
Hmm. All right. Well, if there isn't anything permanent or not permanent, any topics for any more questions, comments, or concerns, I guess I'll let you guys go with your final comments and plugs. I'll start with Palmer, where they can find you social media, YouTube, and your last comments overall.
Yeah. Uh, my Twitter is Yeezy Junior 100, and my Instagram is Wild and Savage Kid 100. And in the spring, I'll probably be doing a backyard wrestling promotion. My friend's not busy. And then I would be doing some more WWE live reactions. I might do a Ring of Honor live reaction if they don't copyright me. So,
Right. Watch out for that.
uh,
All
I
right.
just got copyright not too long ago, like a couple days ago, like yesterday.
Oh,
oh,
Uploading a video game, and of course WWE wants to copyright me. Money hungry
yeah,
savages.
cause like I was uploading my Goldberg reaction, and then like there was like a bunch of errors going on. Like something was going on with my phone, and like I think it was WWE. Like trying to look at it, see if
you
it
never
was
know.
too much. So yeah,
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, you never know. A WWE official could be watching this podcast at some point, and you would never really know because it's not like they're going to comment or something. All they're going to do is put a dislike or like, or. So sometimes you don't know who's watching. You never know, and if it is, say hello. But hello, hey, my team here. We need tickets for WrestleMania. But Mark, where can people find you all over social media, and any last words overall?
Well, you can find me on my Twitter at LooneyTunes163. You could find me on my Instagram at Mark_Rambo39. If you guys want to check out my YouTube channel, you could find me at Mark Rambo. From there, hit me up. We could discuss WWE and all things wrestling. And my final thought on Raw, I thought it was pretty good. The best part about it, in my opinion, was Goldberg, of course. And for SmackDown, It's definitely the Nikki Bella and Carmella whole situation issue. I enjoy watching that. I hope that they have a longer rivalry. Hope they have some good matches, and from there, I'm ready for Survivor Series and next week's episodes.
Yes, next week's going to be a good one. Hopefully, we might not have a full house, but we might have a bigger group, more guests. Who knows? We'll see. But the
I
very
actually
least,
got two more people.
yeah, we'll see. Because next week we'll be right. We'll be back. We'll be right. Yeah, we'll be at the right time. We'll be at 8 p.m. Central as usual. Like I said, tonight was different, and I did already individually apologize to Mark and Palmer because of the change,
It's
because
fine, man.
it did have to do with
That's all.
yeah, I know, and I appreciate that. But I'm just saying, I'm letting other people know too. Because it had to do with the Green Bay Packers, my team, my subscribers know and
That's
others
it.
know. I am a fan of theirs and a shareholder of the franchise, of the team, of the organization. So they're playing right now. I have the game on, but I'm mute, of course, for right now. But I did want to at least try to get this episode done before halftime of the game, so I can watch the rest of the game with me familia, my family. So. Um, but I thank Mark and Palmer for coming earlier. Next week, like I said, same time, same place as usual. We'll be back on track, and like I said, we might even have more people joining in the episode, because next week is gonna be a big one, people. WWE Hell in a Cell predictions
Woo!
for the 2016 edition of Hell in a Cell now, and this year being a Raw exclusive. Um, and we'll get all our thoughts on the matches, our thoughts on Hell in a Cell in general, the pay per view. Should it even be here? Or should they have Hell in a Cell matches at any pay per view and not have to have a gimmick pay per view with its namesake? So we'll talk about all that and more next week here on Steve's Wrestling Ramble. Everybody enjoy the rest of your weekend. Tomorrow we'll be doing my video reviewing Scream Queens. And my
Yeah.
weekly video that I do, which is 1 minute or less, Steve's Takes, Steve Take series that I'm doing now. Like I said, originally part of ESPN First Take contest, but even when that ends in November, whether I win or lose, there will be one male winner, one female winner, both either on separate days or the same day. Go to Bristol, Connecticut, be part of the show for the 2 hours, and for each individual, get 2 tickets for their local NBA team. For me, Milwaukee Bucks, local NBA team, 2 tickets for a game in the 2016 season. So that's what I'm doing now. Every day, 1 minute or less. Everybody's welcome to check those out. Like I said, it's only a minute of your time for each of them. Um, my take on a certain topic that was discussed that day and that morning on ESPN First Take. But like I
I love
said,
it, sir.
everybody enjoy the rest of your week, enjoy the rest of your week and your upcoming weekend as well. And as always, take care.